Good afternoon, YouTube, TI community worldwide. I trust you're all doing well. Shane Gibbs, targeted individual from the UK. It's my next video, and today I just want to fill you in on basically where I've been over the years gaining some insightful information and knowledge regarding the whole targeted individual program. But firstly, I've had a little bit of a rethink about all of the negativity that seems to be since I've been doing these YouTube videos, seems to be becoming more rampant. I've had a change of mind, and basically what I'm going to do now regards to all of the negative comments that I receive through various platforms. I'm actually going to promote you guys. I've over the past 24 hours I've come across a couple of videos that are from UK targeted individuals. I'm assuming they're targeted individuals. They've been floating around the YouTube circuit with their gang stalking videos for a few years now, and I had the privilege of one of these guys, I believe his YouTube channel is called Knights of Thunder, come in and actually sort of like start accusing myself and Kieran as being paid actors, and I'm doing this purely for sympathy and to hoodwink the TR community. That's fine. I'm completely happy with that. But what I will do is I'll urge people that are watching this video to go and take a look at your guys' stuff. You seem to have a little bit of a tag team thing with another guy who's got a video called Targeted in Aberdeen. So I urge anybody watching this video to please kindly go and show some support for Knights of Thunder and Targeted in Aberdeen, who seem to have taken it on themselves to actually produce some videos claiming that I'm a paid actor. I'd like to know where the wages are, because they're seriously not in my pocket. But like I said, I'm no longer going to be biting and jumping on all the negativity and the negative comments and the abuse that is being aimed at not only myself but also Kieran Lee Perrin, who I'm working very closely with, and still in the very early stages of getting TI television off the mark. But we're slowly getting there, and fingers crossed we can start moving forward a little bit more progressively in the coming future. But as you guys can appreciate, it's very hard to get a project like this up and running, especially when you're targeted, and that's the reasoning why I've taken the decision now to change my approach when it comes down to the negativity that excuse me, that seems to be rearing its ugly head around the stuff that I'm putting out there. I really don't understand where you guys are coming from. If you've been following my videos and watching the videos from the start, how you can actually come up to the to the point of understanding where you believe I'm a paid actor. And I think you actually mentioned that we got paid to do the Vice documentary. I've never seen any money. I've never been paid for anything that I wish I was. I'm the same as most TIs. I'm in a bit of a financial cesspit, if you like, which is where they like to keep us. So effectively, I'm not going to take a negative approach to these guys. All I'm going to do is I'm going to promote your channels and promote your work. So if you get the opportunity, please go and take a look and show your support for Knights of Thunder and Targeted in Aberdeen. Like I say, they've been and he was right in his comment. These were some of the first guys, English guys, that were putting YouTube videos out there about their gang stalking and targeting experiences. And I take my hat off to you. It's not easy, and it's certainly not. It's certainly not an easy occupation, getting yourself onto YouTube and putting this important information out. So please go and show your support for these two guys, the Knights of Thunder and Targeted in Aberdeen, and yeah, just show them some love, show them some support. What I wanted to basically talk about today is I wanted to run over. I've made a short list of reference points that I have found very useful and gained a lot of insightful knowledge on an ongoing basis with some of these guys that I'm going to read from my top 10. Just just before I go through my top 10s list, there's another guy that I believe deserves a lot of credit here on YouTube, especially for the UK based targeted individuals. Is a guy that has been putting a lot of videos out over the years about his targeting experiences, the experiences he's had with the mental health department, as well as police, etc, and that's a guy whose channel's called Phil Leak. You know, he's a very steadfast guy, very strong. He's been through a hell of a lot, and I did learn from some of his stuff that he was putting out in the early days, because it just rung true. You know, it's you can tell. You can tell when somebody's being truthful and honest about what's going on with them. You just got to take a look and do some research, and then you can make your own minds up. I also wanted to just quickly mention that I'm only coming across with information from my own personal perspective. I'm only coming across and giving information and my testimony and advice that is my personal opinion. In my last so don't take it to heart. You know, don't believe what I'm saying. You know, I urge you to go and do your own research and look up your own information, and I'm sure that most of you will come to the conclusion that that I'm giving out some good information. I'm not giving it out for my own benefit. I'm giving it out for the benefit of all. So take a look at Phil Leak and show your love for not only Phil but also Knights of Thunder and Targeted in Aberdeen. They were the forerunners when it comes down to the YouTube video exposure of the targeted program that I first discovered many years ago. That's it on them guys. But I also I put a small list together of Shane's top 10. Handwriting's terrible, but that's what gets being left-handed. Basically, what these people I'm going to rattle off now are going to be what I feel personally, my own opinion, give out credible advice, and they're showing some fantastic support for the TI community in the US and also worldwide. But predominantly, it's most of these guys here that I'm going to mention are going to be US-based platforms. But I urge you to go and take a look. You know, start looking and start researching for yourself, and I'm sure you'll find out and discover that these guys can be, I'm hopefully as helpful to you as they are to myself. The first one that I've got down as marked down as number one is a YouTube channel called Pinecone Utopia. Pinecone Utopia is a partnership-run YouTube channel. They're fantastically, amazingly brave people. It's run by Paul and Mindy. Take a look, go and find them. Look at their stuff. They do a weekly crime fighters forum with several top spec TIs from around the world, Dr. Catherine Horton, Millicent Black, and Karen Stewart, and Romola D. I mean, I watch them religiously. I won't lie to you, because they're probably one of the most in the forefront of trying to get this information out and trying to gain some exposure for us targets. The second is another YouTube channel, and also this brave lady's got a website called everydayconcerned.com, I believe it is, and that's a very brave lady called Romola D. She's part of the Crime Fighters Forum that does a weekly episode on Pinecone Utopia. She does that along with a Dr. Catherine Horton, who is probably one of the biggest well-known targeted individuals, activists that are out there on the scene at the moment. She's doing some fantastic work, and some of the stuff she's just done an affidavit, and she's put it out for access for all TIs. I believe it's like 86 pages that she's worked on. So this brave lady is doing some fantastic work for the cause, and she's definitely putting her time in. Then we have, take a look at Dr. Catherine Horton stuff, not only on Crime Fighters Forum, but she's got a website, stop007.org, I believe the website address is. So use that as a reference point. Some amazing information there, some very correct and precise information as far as I'm concerned. Once again, this is only my personal opinion. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, that's fine. To go and do your own research. Fourth on the list, I've got a Karen Stewart. She's also part of a member of the Crime Fighters Forum, and does a weekly, I believe it's on a Thursday, I believe it comes out today. They do a weekly 2-hour update for targeted individuals and what's going on. Most of the stuff is based in the United States, so but it's still relevant. You know, it's a good reference point for all targeted individuals to utilise. So I urge you to take a look at not only Karen Stewart, who's a former NSA employee, but also the work that they're doing as a collaboration with the Pinecone Utopia team. Another member of that team is a very brave lady, a Dr. Millicent Black. She's a targeted individual, and some of the horrendous treatment that this lady's been through is heartbreaking, and yeah, it's quite unbelievable that these people are still getting away with this kind of stuff. It's beyond me. It really doesn't make any sense. Next on the list, I've got a Dr. John Hall. Who's an author and also an activist for TIs. He's put himself on the line many times. He's stood up and spoke at the bioethics committee meetings over the years in the US. He's also very active when it comes down to TV interviews, news interviews, and speaking at conferences, etc. He's also an author. He's got 2 great books out, Guinea Pigs and I think one's called Satellite Terrorism and the other one's called Guinea Pigs, I think. Kieran's got a couple of copies of them. I haven't actually read these books yet, but if you take a look at and look up Dr. John Hall, I'm sure that you'll find some very useful information, and what he says will coincide with what you've personally been through. I can pretty much guarantee that. On number 7, we've got a British guy. Actually, he's ex-security forces. I'm not sure whether he worked for MI6 or military intelligence or whatever. It's a guy by the name of Barry Trower. I've gained some massive information, some massive insights into the weaponry used against targeted individuals from the electronic harassment side of things. So I urge you to take a look at Barry Trower's stuff. It's all factual, it's all evidential, and he will actually give you a complete rundown of the weaponry that's not only been developed over the years, but also how it's being used against the populace on a global scale. Next on the list, we have a Dr. Eric Karlstrom. He's a targeted individual, a very intelligent man. Does a lot of work on the TI circuit, trying to expose this as best he can. He's got several websites, and you will find endless amounts of interviews that he's given on the whole gang stalking and targeted individual experience over the years on YouTube. And you'll also find he's got 2 or 3 websites that will be full of all sorts of interesting and factual information regarding the whole targeted individual program. So take a look at Dr. Eric Karlstrom. He's definitely a very good reference point for gaining information. Another UK-based platform. There's a Scottish guy over here that has got his own YouTube channel and radio show. He goes by the name of Kevin Baker Show. So if you look up the Kevin Baker Show on YouTube, you'll find he covers lots of topics. He covers lots of esoteric topics, but he also does and covers a lot of information. I believe Dr. Eric Karlstrom has done several interviews with Kevin on the Kevin Baker Show. So to take a look at that and use that as a point of reference, you'll gain some fantastic information and insights and factual knowledge regarding the whole targeted individual program. And someone that was probably one of the very first people that I came across many years ago when I first started researching this subject, luckily discovered that I wasn't the only one going through this horrendous treatment that we're forced to live in. Is a very brave lady called Solaris. She goes by the name Solaris Blue Raven. She was targeted with in this program. I believe she's still targeted to this day, but she manages to deal with it. And also she's got her own radio station. I believe that if you look up on YouTube, you'll find all of her shows and interviews. And if you're like me, if you're serious about finding knowledge and factual information about this program, then you're not going to go far wrong by looking up some of these guys that I've mentioned today in my list that I've put together. So I'm not insisting that you take a look at these guys, and I'm basically telling you and advising you of stuff that I've actually found over the years that I've found very trustworthy, very factual, and very informative. And the more, as people say, you know, knowledge is power. You know, this is not a fight that will be won with guns and bullets and swords. This is a war on for our minds. So the more knowledge that you gain, the better understanding you will have of what exactly is going on around you. So that's basically it today. Just wanted to do a bit of a short video, one to promote Knights of Thunder targeted in Aberdeen, the two UK TIs that have been putting information out in their YouTube channels for several years now. And also Phil Leake. You know, Phil Leake's a true warrior. You know, I'll take me out to you, fella. I've seen your stuff. You've been through some horrendous treatment throughout your targeting that I've been following your stuff for a few years. So yeah, show these guys some love. You know, show these guys some support. What I can gather is that they're using their only approach that they feel that they've got at the moment to try and get the information out there. The targeted in Aberdeen and Knights of Thunder, they've got a lot of videos out there where they're sort of like going out and basically trying to identify certain scenarios with the street theatre and the gang stalking and that side of things. But I applaud you guys. You know, you guys, and you're right. You guys were some of the first guys out there to put this information out into from the UK anyway onto YouTube and bits and pieces like that. So I applaud you, and I take me out to you, and what I'm hoping to do with not only myself but with Kieran with TI Television is we're looking to take it on to the next step. And we're looking to actually form a collective where we can start working together and coming together and put this to an end. You know, this horrendous treatment that we're all under is unacceptable, and it's not called for, and it's about time that it was exposed to the masses, which is it's the only way I can see this stopping. We need to cause so much damage for these guys that the control of the information that we continue and will be continuing to put out there into the public domain will cause them so much damage control that it will get almost impossible for them to cover things up. So I hope you're all doing well. I trust you're all keeping as well as you possibly can be. Stay strong, stay defiant. You know, look up some of these guys. I'm sure you'll find some of the information that I've just given out as reference points very informative, and will give you some insights into what is actually going on. And show some love for the three UK-based TIs that I've mentioned: the Phil Leake, Knights of Thunder, and Target in Aberdeen. So that's it for now. I will get back to you probably over the weekend or at some stage when I'm feeling up to it to put another video out where I'm giving my personal opinion of my targeting experience and the knowledge that I've gained and the advice that I've been given. You don't have to take it on board. I'm not saying that you do. I'm not saying that you don't. But we all need to start working together and to bring this to the light. You know, this has been going on for far too long, and it needs to stop. So that's it for now. I'm just coming up to 20 minutes. I will say my last video that I put out was, I think it was like 30 odd minutes long. It took 7 hours to upload. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with the upload speeds on YouTube, but it got there eventually. I left it running overnight and uploaded it in the morning. So I shall cut off there. Stay strong, stay defiant, and thanks YouTube for allowing this content to go out. And stay strong, guys, and I'll be back to you soon. So bye for now. Take care, and I'll see you real soon.